In this week's episode of Working with Todoist, I'm going to show you how to do a daily mini review. Hello, I'm Carl Pauline, and in this 118th episode of Working with Todoist, I want to show you how I do my daily mini review. Now, for me, the daily mini review is crucial to planning my day. If I didn't do my daily mini review, the next day, i.e. tomorrow, would be a complete and utter mess. My daily mini review allows me to process my inbox, so all the things I've captured during the day, allocate them into the right projects and add dates. I mean, this is something that I would do as part of my daily mini review. But the most important parts of my daily mini review is checking for my schedule against the task list that I have for the next day, and to make sure that I have some strong outcomes for the day that are related to my goals. And this to me is really, really important. It is so easy in our lives to get caught up in the daily busy work that we tend to neglect the things that are truly important to our long-term life. And my way of doing my daily mini review allows me to make sure that I'm not completely caught up in the daily busy work, and I can focus on my long-term goals on pretty much every single day. Now, one crucial part of the daily mini review is keep it to about 10 minutes. 15 minutes is okay, but I've found on balance a daily mini review that lasts 10 minutes is perfect. It's not too long, you can do it right at the end of the day, and it's a great way to go to bed with, knowing that the next day is planned. And this is actually linked to one of my favorite quotes from Jim Rohn, which is when he asks the question, when do you start the day? You start the day when you've finished the day. What it means is that you start the day once you have the day planned. Now, for some people, they like to plan their day out in the morning. I just find that really, really difficult, because when I go to bed at night, I'm thinking, oh dear, what do I need to do tomorrow? I prefer to do my daily mini review at the end of the previous day, so that I can process my inbox, check my calendar. I can also allocate my daily outcomes for the day, which are really important to me. And then I can go to bed clear of mind, empty head, and just have a good night's sleep. That's why I prefer doing my daily mini review at the end of the day, not first thing in the morning. But this is probably just personal preference. Okay, before I go any further, please guys, if you like this video, click on the like button below, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, because I really want to help you guys to really master Todoist, because it's such an amazing application and can do so much to help you to get your life back in control. So let's move on now straight into Todoist and have a look and show you how to do a daily mini review. But before I do that, I should just point out, daily mini review needs to be personal. This is the way I do it. It might not necessarily work for you. You need to find the best way for you. This is my way. My way works for me. It might not necessarily work for you, but hopefully this will give you some ideas of what you can do with your own personal daily mini review. Okay, let's go into Todoist and I'll show you what I mean. Okay, before we get started with this, what I should point out is that this is my view as you see it at 6 p.m. on a Saturday evening. So this is not the time I would normally do my daily mini review. My daily mini review is usually done around about 10 p.m. when I've gone through everything. Now, the first thing I do for my daily mini review is to open up my daily mini review routine task. Now, that's not in today because today is Saturday and it's the one day that I do not do a daily mini review, because Sunday I know I'm going to wake up, I'm going to be at home, and I can just gradually start my day. But I do have a task which comes up pretty much every single day except Saturday, which says complete end of day routines. What I've done is I've put in a list of things I need to check. Now, until a few months ago, I used to have these as individual tasks, and there's nothing wrong with that, but it's just me personally, I was finding that I was getting 30 or more tasks per day needed doing, and that to me was just too many. So what I thought I would do is, I know it's cheating, but actually a lot of these tasks are just asking myself questions. It's like reminding myself, have I done something? So review calendar. Have I got 4 classes scheduled for tomorrow, which is quite easy. I just check my calendar again. So we're reviewing the calendar there. What 2 objectives do I have? That's because I like to have 1 or 2 daily objectives that I really want to achieve. Is my inbox processed? And that's talking about Todoist. Generally, I would actually process my inbox before I do this, but sometimes maybe I'm just tired and I do it another way. Are my email inbox checked? I have a rule. I must reply to email within 24 hours. So yeah, I'm checking my action this day folder. Did I put anything in my physical inbox? Well, I have a plastic wallet in my bag, which I carry with me everywhere I go. If somebody hands me a document or I have an important receipt that I need to keep, then that needs scanning and putting into Evernote. Check student rescheduling list. Sometimes I have students who want to reschedule their class. And finally is to review my objectives for the week, which I will show you how I do that in a second. So that's my list, and I will go through. I have that list open. A lot of these things are just fairly easy to check, and I can just check them off. So that's my checklist. And as I say, it's entirely up to you whether you want to create individual tasks for that, or you prefer to put it, as I do, in one simple list. Okay, one of the first places I go to is my objectives. This is a filter, and it's a very simple filter. It's basically 7 days, so it's the next 7 days, and today's outcome. So anything with a label that's got today's outcome on it will have that, will be in this filter. So go back to my filter, but what I want to do is to be able to see it spelled out in the days. So today I have to apply for my passport because that is coming up for renewal. Tomorrow I want to have a look to see if there's any opportunities to speak at conferences in the UK or Ireland while I'm there in December. And today's outcome for tomorrow, of course, daily to do my weekly review. I also, on a Monday, I always have a recurring task to write Medium blog post. That is one of my today's outcome. It must be written on a Monday. So that's something I would check. Now, today is Saturday, but normally when I check this on a daily basis, I would have at least 1 or 2 outcomes already scheduled for these days. But it's not a major problem if I don't have anything. I mean, sometimes on a Friday, I try not to add any outcomes because I want to have an easier day on a Friday. But certainly Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday I would have some form of outcomes. The next thing I would do is go into my next 7 days, and I would be looking at what's coming up tomorrow. Usually this obviously would be empty, but I'll be looking at what's coming up tomorrow and seeing what's happening there. And at this point I would have my calendar open, because what I'm really curious about is what's coming up on that particular day. So I'm going to be looking at the Monday. So I'm looking at my calendar to see what I have. So I have a cancelled class here, I have a cancelled class there, but I've already rescheduled a class in. So these things are something that I would check to see how busy I am. Monday is looking fairly busy, and I also seem to have a lot of tasks. So I would look at these and see if there's anything that I can actually put off. Sorry, I'm looking at Monday, which I've already done. Until another day, because I already have a busy schedule on my calendar. That's something that is crucial to look at, because you don't want to overload yourself. And essentially that is how I do my daily mini review, and I would say that 95% of the time I can get it completed within 10 minutes. It's definitely not a problem. So just to quickly go review that again, I'm starting in here. I would have my inbox process, but I do look at my list, because inside of here, it just kind of reminds me what I'm looking at. You can create as many as you want, but remember the goal should be to keep it to about 10. And I just go through that list and make sure everything's checked. Once I've done that, just the final things I would do is make sure my objectives are for tomorrow are there, so I can go to bed knowing what I really want to achieve tomorrow. And I would also check my next 7 days just to see against my calendar so that I would know whether it's a busy day or not, and I can reschedule things. And that's essentially how I do my daily mini review. It's a habit. I feel very bad if I don't do it, but I do allow myself Saturday night off because, hey, we've got to have some time off occasionally. Okay, I hope you found this useful. Please remember, you don't have to do it as a note. You can actually create these as individual tasks. It's entirely up to you, but it's a great way of getting you focused on the next day at the end of the day, and a great way of knowing whether you've achieved anything useful and life improving during the actual day. Okay, it just remains now for me to wish you all an incredibly productive week, and I will see you in the next episode.